From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo. 6 days of searching and police divers have finally found the bodies of 3 missing people from Friday night's crash of a medical transport helicopter on Quebec's North Shore. Montreal area company Airmedic says divers with Quebec's provincial police force last night found the bodies of 2 crew members, 1 patient, and a helicopter in Lake Washashu. There was only 1 survivor from Friday's crash, a male crew member who was rescued soon after the chopper went down and suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Senator Patrick Brazeau is said to be recovering after collapsing on the Senate floor yesterday afternoon in the midst of debate on the federal government's major projects bill.
The 50-year-old Quebec senator had risen to speak in the chamber when he fell over sideways onto the floor.
Senator Brazeau.
Thank you very much. And
a Senate spokesman says Brazeau appears to be recovering after an examination by paramedics. He had risen to speak about Bill C-5, the Liberal government's controversial legislation granting Ottawa sweeping new powers to fast-track project permits. The politically charged bill has angered Indigenous and environmental groups. They argue the legislation does not adequately respect charter rights. Jason White, The Canadian Press.
Prime Minister Mark Carney left The Hague to return to Ottawa yesterday after agreeing with his NATO allies to more than double their defense spending target to 5% of GDP in 10 years. U.S. President Donald Trump called the new spending agreement a monumental win for the U.S. Many people in Carberry, Manitoba say they're not giving up the fight against a plan to change an intersection where a bus crashed 2 years ago, killed 17 people. The Manitoba government and 2 consulting firms held a town hall last night on a proposal to ban travelers on Highway 5 from turning left or going straight across Highway 1. Area resident Deborah Steen says an overpass is what's needed to improve safety, and she helped collect more than 2,000 signatures on a petition.
And it's time that rural areas get the same attention as urban areas. That intersection has been deadly. It's proved to be deadly. It's time to bring it up to safety.
The Transportation Department says the no left turn system, known as an R-cut, is now the preferred option over other ideas such as a wider intersection. Closing arguments are scheduled to start this morning in Sean Diddy Combs' high-profile trial in New York.
Federal prosecutors who charged Sean Diddy Combs with sex trafficking and racketeering will present their closing arguments. Then on Friday, Diddy's defense team gets their turn. The jury of 4 women and 8 men listened to weeks of testimony from nearly 36 witnesses, including 2 of Combs' former girlfriends, rapper Kid Cudi, and several former Combs employees. Julie Walker, New York.
This is the Canadian Press. In sports, there was a little Canadian content in last night's first round of the NBA draft in New York.
With the 9th pick in the 2025 NBA draft, the Toronto Raptors select Colin Murray Boyles from the University of South Carolina.
The Raps selected the 20-year-old sophomore forward who initially looked dismayed at the move, shaking his head and mouthing an expletive. But later, Murray Boyles told reporters he wasn't disappointed, just in disbelief.
That was like a surreal moment, to hear my name called and by this organization that has a good history.
Elsewhere, Will Riley was the first Canadian selected, taken 21st overall by the Utah Jazz. Riley was then traded to the Washington Wizards for Walter Clayton Jr. Duke University forward Cooper Flagg was taken first overall by the Dallas Mavericks. Rob Westgate, The Canadian Press.
And the Toronto Blue Jays will play the rubber match of their 3-game series with the Cleveland Indians this afternoon. The Jays are coming off a 5-4 loss last night in 10 innings. From the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.